Hey everybody, it's Grant, and in today's video, I'm gonna share with you how you can earn 10 times more than someone that doesn't do this. This video could change your life. Let's get into it. Whoa, Grant, so my question to you is, are we talking about some kind of
advanced tactic that's going to help me do something, but I have to have some money first?
No.
Well, Grant, what is it something that I have to, go to school for?
No. Here's the thing. The thing I'm actually going to share with you today is based on the average person that actually does this skill. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is actually, Grant, how to earn 10 times more doing something average. What are you talking about? Well, guess what? It's goal setting. Now understand that you can actually earn 10 times more, and that actually comes out of this book right here. So this book is made by Joe Verdi, one of the biggest, most premier trainers in the world when it comes to sales in the auto industry. I've studied this book hundreds of times because this is actually a book I train my staff on every single class that I teach. But it states, earn over $100,000 a year selling cars, right? And it's every year. Now, the best part about this book is what it says is if you start to goal set and you're an average goal setter, average. I love that word because if you're thinking, I'm average, this is for you. If you're thinking you're above average, well, guess what? You could do even better. And if you think you're below average, well, guess what? This video is going to get you to that nice average part or soar you right past. And what it states is if you're an average goal setter, you will earn 10 times more than a non-goal setter in your lifetime. Now, this is Joe Verdi's statistics, not mine, but I trust him. He has a lot of great information. So years ago, they actually polled the top 3% and they said, what do you do? What makes you so special? And you know what they found in common? They all set goals. So how crazy is that? That somebody that's in real estate or somebody that's a doctor or somebody that owns their own business or somebody that owns multiple businesses or somebody that's, just doing mega real estate deals left and right, but the top 3% of the income earners all had one thing in common, and that was writing down their goals. When polling the top 1% of income earners, they found that not only did those people write down their goals, but they also reviewed them daily. You learn this from people like Ryan Serhant. You learn this from people like myself. You learn this from so many other creators out there that tell you to write down your goals. Shoot, Eric Thomas says it best. Find out what you want out of life, then spend the rest of your natural life going after it. Why can something as simple as a vision board actually change your life? Because you are a visual creature. You learn by seeing. You're gonna go ahead and take out that car, slap it on a board, and look at it every single day, and your body is gonna start moving you towards this goal of getting that car, that house, that savings account, that amount of money, that thing that you want from the store, and that is a beautiful thing when our bodies just start to kind of push us towards it because we put it in our mind. And once you set your mind to something, it's amazing what you can accomplish. So the first thing we need to do here is we need to come up with a long-term goal. Now understand, a long-term goal needs to be something that could be anywhere from 3 months to 12 months. Understand, if this is your first time doing this, you don't have the willpower yet to just go after something for a year. That's this New Year's resolution mentality, and it fails you time and time again. So in this case, we're gonna try and figure out a long-term goal, but we're gonna break it down into a little smaller of a long-term goal. So let's say that we use our favorite one, right? Let's save $10,000, right? It's a great goal. We need to understand that by saving 10,000 bucks, we can start achieving other goals. Maybe get that house we want, that rental property that we're looking for. Maybe get a little bit more comfort in the budget. Maybe save up that emergency fund that we've been so desperately trying to do. So in order to do this, let's go ahead and break that $10,000 goal into quarters, which means 2,500 bucks. So now we've taken our long-term yearly goal, and we can still write on the paper, but we're gonna break it down into a smaller long-term goal. So first step is save $2,500. Now understand, this skill is something they don't teach you in college. This is something that your fancy college degree never shows you. There's so many more things that would be so much more effective that we could teach in college, but we end up teaching algebra that we never use, calculus that we still don't understand after we take the course, and everything else under the moon. Statistics is actually kind of okay, but everything else just doesn't make sense, including your basket weaving or water polo. So the next thing we need to do is date this. We want to make sure we don't write it down and say, oh, Oh man, I now found this 7, 8 months later. I must have wrote it down last month. Our egos will stop us from our progress if we don't make sure we put some fail safes in here. So the first thing was we're going to put, we're dated 1/26/23. Wow, already 2023. Perfect time though, because we're still in January, to start writing down these goals and setting things to achieve great yearly victories. So understand that we have our 3-month goal. We have it dated. What's next? Well, next is the thing that's going to get you out of bed in the morning even when you don't want to. The next thing needs to be so big that it pushes you to be successful every single day. That's going to be our why. I believe your why is the biggest, baddest thing on this entire board, because you're going to get discouraged. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to have some money saved and have an emergency come up where you have to spend a little bit more. You're going to have stuff. So we need to have that why to keep us going every single day. So let's go ahead and develop one. A lot of people that have families and children want to put, my family, right? But let's make it a little bit more specific. I would put something like, if I have a family, I want to put to save an emergency fund so I can support my family even through hard times. It's a lot more specific. So let's say, but you don't want to make it too long. So let's see. So now we have our why, to save an emergency fund to provide for my family even during hard times. That's more powerful than just save money to be comfortable. Provide for my family. Put it together, make it more specific. You know your life better than I do, so please just take a moment to think about what your why would be and to see what that thing is that's going to be so strong to push you out of bed in the morning when you don't want to. Next up is going to be our small victories, or our short-term goals that actually lead us to that long-term goal, right? And by doing these short-term goals, they're going to get you excited. By getting excited, you're going to go so much faster in this process than you ever have in the past. And the beautiful thing is, by doing these short-term goals I'm about to write down, they're going to lead you to your 3-month goal of saving $2,500, and that's going to lead you to your annual goal of repeating this process only 4 times and having that $10,000 beautiful dollars saved. And I'm going to break it down to the absolute ridiculous, so that way you guys can't do nothing but win. There's actually something very common that is learned by goal setters that set these goals regularly. They think something that they write down is just astronomical. And as you see in my last video right here, you're going to understand that that astronomical goal isn't so big anymore. You're going to realize that those things that you thought were going to take you 3 years and 3, 4, 5 years could take you as little as 3 to 6 months. I've learned that on my own with some crazy unattainable goals that literally just happened because I got excited. And the most beautiful thing you could ever do is get excited, because that is how you really start to win. So understand your short-term goals right here. You're going to want to make sure that these small victories are going to excite you. So you're going to want to make sure that you can cross something off pretty quickly. I like to do things where I have like 20 to 25 small victories along the way, because I love crossing things out and getting excited about these things. However, some people might want to just do 5, but the minimum that I teach is that you need to have about 5 to 10, but 25 is going to be better. So let's just come up with 5 real quick for the sake of time in this video, and I want you to come up with the other 20 on your own, or just at least 10 to 15 more. All right, so understand the first thing is we're trying to save 25 bucks. So you got to understand, what do I need to save? How do I need to spend? We got to do a little bit of a thought process behind this so we can truly become successful. We need to take this one bite at a time. So maybe the first thing we need to write down is save $27.40. So realize how simple this is for you. Is if you save $27.40, you get to draw a line through it, get excited, and go after the next one. Understand, we have to train ourselves to go after the carrot. So understand, by me pushing this out, save $27.40 for 3 days in a row, now you're pushing yourself to nearly half of a week. And you are going to be saving now more money and more money and more money. So another thing we should do is save what? Let's say $200 in a week. Another big process in this is actually thought process. So I got to go look at my budget. I got to figure out everything I'm spending, including on alcohol, including on eating out, fast food, fancy restaurants, entertainment. I got to put it all down and figure out where I can save. If I look at my budget and I say, I don't cook at home at all, I need to learn, then it's time to learn how to cook at home, meal prep, make sure you actually have very healthy and very affordable meals, even with eggs being extremely expensive these days. But understand, maybe we're actually going to put the same thing here, but don't eat out, cook at home. And then we could do that for 3 days in a row, 5 days in a row, right? So let's do this. So now that we have our third one, cook at home for a week, we can also put little reminders. So this could be like your little mini why of why you need to accomplish this goal. I would also start it off with cook at home for a day, and that way you meal prep yourself for the next day, for the maybe 3 days, because you're not just gonna be able to do that for a week. You're gonna drive by McDonald's, you're gonna be hungry, you're gonna go through the drive-thru, and you're gonna spend your money. So understand, if you just spent $10 on a meal and you're a single person, so that's $10 times 3 meals a day, if you're lucky enough, right? Not including your coffee and all your other vices. So let's double that budget and just say $80 to cook at home. That's still gonna save us $130 per week. So these savings literally will just add up. As we start to get excited about this savings, we'll be able to get this one that much better. We'll be saving this one much easier, and we're getting so excited along the way. I say our next goal to be save $200 in a week, which is basically $27.40 times 7. It's like $191. So let's bump it up a little bit and put save $200 for a week. And then our last one, I would say save $900 per month. Understand that by adding this up, we're going to be going to about $833. So let's go ahead and bump that up, give ourselves some room for to miss a little bit and still achieve our goal. So aim a little higher at $900 per month. And then honestly, folks, I would expand on these over and over and over again. Not so much this one, but all these other small tasks. Budget. That's a small short-term goal in itself, and you get to cross it out once you wrote down a budget. Like, there's so many things you can do in this thought process by putting it on paper, getting excited when you cross it out. Let's get into the last thing you need to do to be successful and earn 10 times more, being average at this, which this is going to put you above average in no time. And our last thing is our how, or our daily action plan. So understanding our daily action plan are going to be the things we're going to do every single day without fail to go towards our short-term goals, to lead us towards that long-term victory. And then hopefully keep pushing us to even greater things and help us earn 10 times more than a non-goal setter would, right? So many people overcomplicate this process. Yes, you can write better than I can. That's fine. Yes, you could maybe type this, sure. But I've had so many people bring me back these overcomplicated graphs and charts and backwards and forwards and 4-page documents. And I'm like, hey, you're not going to look at that. Keep it simple, stupid. It's that simple. If you overcomplicate it, you're not going to look at it. Your why needs to be literally a sentence at most. Your goal needs to be easy to understand. You need to put a date on it to keep you accountable. And that is how simple it is to win. Your how, or your daily action plan, needs to be about 8 to 10 things that you're going to do every single day without fail. And that way, you're going to be super successful for it. It's going to lead you towards the success that you're after. So let's put this in a process and write down a few.
1 hour later.
So let's go over some things that I just wrote down for us. That way I gave you a pretty good example on how to be successful. The first one, pretty simple. Save $27.40 per day. Another thing that you can add onto your daily action plan is increase your income, or you could put that on your goal setting for the short-term wins. Understand, these can actually correlate because these short-term victories are things you're trying to do, and that daily action plan is what you're going to do every single day. Another thing, meal prep. I could actually meal prep. Wow, it would save a lot of money, literally over $130 a week. Make coffee at home. Graham Stephan would be proud. But understand, $5 a day, if you're lucky enough to get by on your morning coffee, to do that, or your energy tea or energy drink, you're talking that's $1,825 a year. Folks, I really wish I could have that $1,825. Well, stop drinking it. It's that simple. Make it at home. Graham tells you 20 to 27 cents, right? With inflation, 27 cents a day. Put money away with no access. So if we're going to save this much money, we can't just easily swipe a credit card, write a check, or, transfer it. So we need to put it into a bank account we don't normally use. We need to put it in maybe the city next to our city. Don't have a debit card to it. So that way when you're driving over the bridge or across the county line, you can have some thinking time about what bad decision you're about to make on that non-essential purchase. Another huge one, attitude. Have a positive attitude. By having a positive attitude, you're going to be so much more productive because you're not like, I hate my job, I hate my life, I hate everything. No, we're going to be positive about these things. Your job is the vehicle to achieve these goals, to have these daily wins, and we're going to need that, right? Maybe we even find a new skill at our job because we're so excited that we can actually get a pay raise for, or go and find a better job because of your new better attitude, because your newfound excitement, and because you got goals to hit. So it's time to improve ourselves. Next one, review your goals daily. Be like the top 1%. Well, Grant, I'm not a top 1% earner. Act like them. It's that simple. Copy what they're doing. You'll be successful yourself. Understand this last one, very, very simple. Wait to buy unnecessary purchases. If you're sitting in Target, and you're like, you know what? I need to buy this new TV. Been saving, gonna treat myself. I got some comfort in my budget. Well, leave it there. Go home, sleep on it, and see if you make that drive and that effort to go buy it the next day. Chances are you won't unless yours is broken or having a malfunction. But guess what? Go home, sleep on it, turn your TV off, turn it back on the next day. It might actually work fine again. So stop making excuses, start making results. Last thing, I left it blank. I want you guys to fill in one right here. Think of it yourself right now. What could we do if we're trying to save money? Put your own input on it. Put your own spin. I hope you do this. I hope that you now become one of the people from Joe Verdi's book that can earn 10 times more in their lifetime than a non-goal setter if you're just an average goal setter. I hope that these now skills have made you an advanced goal setter. And if you're not doing it or doing it, you're on the same level now. I will see you guys on the next video. And please remember, I 100% believe in you. And I know you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. See you later.